All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody. We make the transition from college football to Major League Baseball. We started our new MLB sim season yesterday. We had the American League Wildcard playoff game one between the A's and the Red Sox. The A's won that game by a score of 6-1 to take a 1-0 lead there. And we also had game one of the National League Wildcard between the Dodgers and the Giants. The Giants won that game last night 7-1 to take a 1-0 lead in that best-of-3 series. Tonight we'll be playing the other two wildcard games, game ones. First up will be the Cleveland Indians and the New York Yankees from the Bronx in New York, and then we'll have the San Diego Padres taking on the Cincinnati Reds from Cincinnati for that one. All right, there's the brackets right there. You can see for yourself the way the playoffs are set up. Kansas City and Houston have first-round byes in the American League. Arizona and Miami have first-round byes in the National League. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, please follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as we head out to the Bronx, Yankee Stadium for this one. It'll be the Indians and the Yankees, game one of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. Your lineups for tonight. Jammin' Sports presents Game 1 of the American League Wildcard between the Cleveland Indians and the New York Yankees, live from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx in New York City. Your starting pitcher for the Yankees tonight, Andy Pettitte. Here in game one of the American League Wildcard. Leading things off will be Kenny Lofton. He's the DH today for the Indians. And game one of the American League Wildcard is underway. A bunt that goes to the second baseman, who makes the play. I think that's Robinson Cano who made the play at second base. There's your lineup for the Indians here today. Try to verify who's playing second base for the Yankees here in a second. Next up, Lou Boudreau. Up high, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Looking for Boudreau. He's either the shortstop or the DH here tonight. We'll figure it out. Pops it up. Out into right field. Coming in to make the play. In right field for the Yankees, Errol Combs. And now the left fielder, Albert Bell, will come up for the Indians with 2 outs, bases empty. 2 quick outs for Cleveland here in the top of the first inning. Andy Pettit on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. So Albert Bell playing left field for Cleveland here tonight. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. A 1-2-3 inning for the Indians. We go to the bottom half of the first, no score. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. Cliff Lee is the starting pitcher for Cleveland here tonight in Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. Leading off will be Earl Combs. The designated hitter. Earl Combs is the DH tonight. Or so the announcer just said. First pitch by Combs, or to Combs, is a ball. So let me write this down. Earl Combs is DH today. So I got to figure out who's playing right field. And Combs hits a shot. It's hooking foul. That'll even the count at 1-1. A ground ball to short. Picked up by Linder. And throws to first to get him out. Bernie Williams is playing right field for the Yankees today. There's your lineup. And Williams will come up next. One down for the Yankees here in the bottom of the first. So let me write that on my scorecard. Bernie Williams playing right field. The pitch by Lee in there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. You have to let her know I'm in a game. I can't text you. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Tell her to log in and watch my game along with Hudson. Here's the 0-2. Down low, 1-2 to Williams. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside. Goes to Tomei at first, who makes the play himself. As Williams will ground out to the first baseman. Jim Tomei is actually the catcher. Playing first base was Hal Trotsky. He made the play at first. Mickey Mantle comes up next. Mantle, I think, is playing either left or center. Inside, ball one. Count goes 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty for the Yankees here in the bottom of the first. Up high, 2-0.
2-0.
Cliff Lee on the mound for the Indians. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1 to Mickey Mantle. Two-one pitch. Ripped right to the second baseman for the out to Trotsky. Second baseman Nat LaJoie makes the play. At the end of one complete, no score, as we watch LaJoie make a fine play. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second, and Hal Trotsky, the first baseman, will come up. Top of the second, no score. Andy Pettit on the mound for the Yankees. Here's the pitch to Trotsky. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Gracie's in the house. Hi, Gracie. How you doing? Here's the 0-1. Fouled off. And the count goes to 0-2. Gracie visiting her aunt and everybody, her grandparents and all that. Here's the 0-2. Down low, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Because I started a new season, Gracie. Why am I playing baseball? Outside, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trotsky. Gracie wants to know why I'm playing baseball. Up high, 3-2, full count. And now the 3-2 pitch.
That's ball 4.
Ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Trotsky. And the Indians have a runner aboard with nobody out here in the top of the second. Al Rosen comes up next. He's the third baseman for the Indians. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-1. I played football earlier. I had the 2 college games earlier. They're over. We now shift to baseball. And now the 0-1. Rosen fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. High in the air. Out to right field. And making the play is Earl Combs in right. He's the DH. That was Aaron Judge. Judge is playing right field, I think. We'll figure it out. Tris Speaker comes up next. He's the center fielder for the Indians. Yeah, Aaron Judge is playing right field today.
No, he's safe.
Actually, that's Bernie Williams. The lineup said it was Williams. 1 out, runner on first. Speaker at the plate. There goes the runner. Easily safe. Trotsky with a stolen base for the Indians. And now Cleveland with a runner at second with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. The pitch was a strike. The count's 0-1. The show drone. There you go. Meanwhile, Tris Speaker at the plate. Counts 0-1. 0-1 pitch. And that's ripped foul down the line. 0-2. Great to have you aboard on this Friday night. Oh, 2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Speaker. One 2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Speaker. 1 out, runner on second. That's Trotsky on second base. 2-2 pitch. Right up the gut. Trotsky's going to score from second. Indians are going to take a 1-0 lead. Easily scores. Speaker with an RBI single. And Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead here in Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. And now Rocky Colavito. He's the catcher today for Cleveland. A pitch out. They don't take the bait. Colavito. Rocky. Make sure I fill up my scorecard correctly. The count's 1-0 to Colavito. 1 out, runner on first. That's Speaker at first base. Here's the pitch.
Ball, that's out.
It's outside, 2-0. We're in the top of the second. Cleveland has taken a 1-0 lead. And now the 2-0 pitch by Pettit. Colavito, will it stay fair? No, it goes foul. And the count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch by Pettit. Ground ball into right field. Williams will track it down. Coming around, Speaker. He's going to hold up at third. So Colavito with a single, moving Speaker over to third base. Now Cleveland with runners at first and third with 1 out. And Jim Tomei comes up. In there for a strike. Well, Calavita or Tomei must be the DH. Either one. Still trying to figure that one out. Just one out. Cleveland poised to take another run.
Nope.
Down low, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, runners on the corners. The pitch by Pettit.
Ball, that pitch is
Outside, 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Jim Tomei. And now the pitch. Swung for strike 2. And the count goes to 2-2. Yankee Stadium in New York. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. Next up, Nap LaJoie, the second baseman for Cleveland, will step up to the plate with 2 outs and runners at first and second. The pitch by Pettit in there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1 is down.
The Indians have scored 1 run so far this inning, looking for another. The count's 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit high in the air. Bernie Williams goes back in right field and makes the play for the Yankees. At the end of 1.5, Tris Speaker an RBI single, giving the Indians a 1-0 lead in the American League Wildcard playoff game number 1, game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. Lou Gehrig.
The first baseman.
First baseman Lou Gehrig will lead things off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the second. Cliff Lee still on the mound. Gehrig fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. The Iron Man, Lou Gehrig. Indians lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. The next pitch is fouled off. And the count goes to 0-2 to Gehrig. And now the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gehrig. 1-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. The count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Indians up 1-0. And now the 1-2 pitch.
Nope.
Just inside. And the count will even up at 2-2. 2-2 pitch.
We got full
Down low. Full count now to Gehrig at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off into the stands. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Up high. Ball 4, it's a walk. Leadoff walk for the Yankees here in the bottom of the second. Aaron Judge playing left field today. Up next. In there for a strike on the upper inside corner. The count goes to 0-1. So Judge is the left fielder today. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Count quickly 0-2. Crowd not happy about those pitches. Nobody out, runner on first. That's Gehrig at first base. And now the 0-2 pitch. And that's fouled off down the line. Count remains at 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. Aaron Judge goes down swinging.
Batting six.
1 down here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yankees.
Next up, Bill Dickey for the Yankees. He's supposedly the catcher today.
Went out.
This Yankee lineup is so messed up, I'm not even sure who's who. The count's 1-0 to Dickey. I don't know if Dickey's behind the plate or Gehrig. Fouls it off down the third base line. And the count evens up at 1-1. And now they throw to first.
He's in there.
And Gehrig's back in time. 1 out, Gehrig at first base. The count's 1-1 to Dickey. 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first base. Two pitch. Up high, full count, 3-2. Cliff Lee, the full count, 3-2 pitch coming up. And that's a ground ball into left field. Albert Bell will pick it up, throw it in. And he's safe at third. Gehrig moves over to third base. Dickey with a base hit. And now the Yankees have runners at first and third with just 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Next up, Derek Jeter. We know he's the shortstop. Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. And he took a big swing and a miss. Strike 1. And the count goes to 0-1 on Jeter. And now the 0-1 pitch by Lee. Rips it into right field. That's going to score a run. Lofton will run it down. Oh, he overthrows at first. That's a throwing error. And 2 runs will score. Nope, just 1 run scored. That moves the runners over to second and third. Gehrig scores from third base. And now Joe Gordon will come up. The second baseman, I believe, yes. Gordon's playing second base. The Yankees have tied it up at 1, just 1 out, and runners at second and third. Second baseman Joe Gordon comes up. We're in the bottom of the second inning. American League Wildcard, Game 1. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2.
2 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch.
That's ball.
Inside. Count goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. The 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled off down the first base line. Count remains at 2-2 to Joe Gordon. And now the 2-2 pitch.
Count is 3-2.
Inside, full count, 3-2. Nettles on deck. Sparrowhawks in the house. How you doing, Jeff? We're in the bottom of the second. We're tied at 1. Yankees. Davis says, go Yankees. And that's fouled off down the third base line. 1 out, runners at second and third for the Yankees. Tuning in but watching a movie. That's multitasking. Ball 4, bases loaded for the Yankees. With 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And now the third baseman, Greg Nettles, comes up. Inside, 1-0. A walk will score a run. Both Sparrowhawk and Sports Davis rooting for the Yankees here. That's Davis's favorite team too, there, Sparrowhawk. First, or the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. A walk will score a run. Bases loaded, 1 out. Nettles at the plate. 2-0 pitch. Swung for strike 1. Count goes to 2-1. Two-one pitch. Down low, 3-1. Earl Combs on deck. Three-one pitch. Nettles pops it up over into the first base crowd. Count remains at 3-2. Cliff Lee trying to retire the batter here. 3-2 pitch. Nettles pops it up. Al Rosen, the third baseman, goes over and makes the play. No, he doesn't. He goes into the crowd. It remains 3-2. Couldn't quite get to it. And now the 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. A huge out for the Indians. Now the Yankees need a base hit. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Next up for the Yankees, Earl Combs. He's the DH today. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch, low and outside, 1-0. 2 outs, bases loaded. Yankees can break this game wide open. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A ground ball down the third base line, foul. Count remains at 1-1. Or count actually goes to 1-1, my bad. And now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, outside, 2-1. Lee trying to retire the side without giving up another run. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. I have the Indians in their Major League uniforms from the movie. 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. At the end of 2 complete, the Yankees do pick up a run. We're tied at 1. Game 1 of the AL Wildcard here at YANKEES Sports. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Kenny Lofton comes up. He's the DH today for the Indians. Andy Pennant on the mound for the Yankees. Down low, 1-0. So the Indians work their way out of a bases loaded jam. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Lofton pops it up, out of play. Count goes to 1-1. Game 1 of the best of 3. We'll have the Padres and the Reds after this. Here's the 1-1. A ground ball to Jeter. Throws to first for the out. Lofton grounds out to short for out number 1. Next up, Lou Boudreau. I believe he's playing short. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around 0-2 quickly to Boudreau. 1 out, bases empty for the Indians here in the top of the 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch. Ripped in the center field. Mantle can't get to it. It drops for a base hit. A 1-out single for Lou Boudreau. And now the left fielder, Albert Bell, will come up as we watch the replay of Boudreau. Bell comes to the plate. 1 out, runner on first base. In there for a strike, 0-1. We're at Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, not the new one. The old one that they played in back in the 70s and the 80s. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. Here's the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. I like the older Yankee Stadium better than the new one. I don't like the new one. It lacks character. And now the 1-1 to Albert Bell. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. One out, runner on first. The 1-2 pitch. And that goes to Gehrig. They're going to turn 2 to Jeter. Covering the bag, Pettit. And they get the double play. At the end of 2.5, we're tied at 1 with the Indians and Yankees. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. Gehrig to Jeter to Pettit. Double play. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bernie Williams, the right fielder, will come up. Cliff Lee still on the mound for Cleveland. He pops it up into right field and making the play in right. Trying to pick up who that is. That's Colavito. He's playing left field or right field. And now the center fielder, Mickey Mantle, comes up. And the first pitch is a strike to Mantle. Oh, yeah. That was a great defensive play by the Yankees. Here's the 0-1 to Mantle. He fouls it off. And the count's at 0-2. Mantle playing center field today for the Yankees. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. 2 down quickly for the Yankees. Here in the bottom of the 3rd. Next up for the Yankees is Lou Gehrig, the first baseman. The Iron Man, Gehrig, with 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch by Lee. Gehrig pops it up into center field. Nope. It's going to be the right fielder, Colavito, who makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees. We go to the top of the 4th. We're tied at 1. American League Wildcard, Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. Top of the 4th, Hal Trosky, the first baseman, leads things off for Cleveland. Pettit will pitch. Up outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. I'm Jimmy Jam. I got Sports Davis and Sparrowhawk here, both Yankee fans. He fouls that one off. Count goes to 1-2. Yeah, Davis has been my moderator for the longest time since I started, way back in the day. Fouled off, down the 3rd base line, 1-2. Oh, okay. Misty's been here from the very, 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 very beginning. The 1-2 pitch to Trosky. It's a ball, outside, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. Count remains at 2-2. I can't believe Sparrowhawk's watching this game and watching a movie at the same time. 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 2-2. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Popped it up down the first base line, out of play. Count remains at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swung at an inside pitch and struck out for out number 1. Pettit got him inside. And now the third baseman, Al Rosen, will come up. The pitch by Pettit. Inside, 1-0. 1 out, bases empty for the Indians here in the top of the 4th inning. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. One pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2 to Al Rosen, the third baseman. 1-2 pitch. And he rips that one into right field. Williams will field it and throw it in. It's a 1-out single for Al Rosen. So the Indians get a runner on first with 1 out. As we watch the replay. Next up, Tris Speaker, the center fielder for the Indians, the Hall of Famer. 1 out, runner on first.
Ball inside.
Inside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. If you're wondering where Evil Dead is tonight, he's still at the hospital with his mom. Please be in prayers for Evil Dead tonight. The pitch goes right to the third baseman, Nettles, who makes the play for the out. That moves the runner down to second base. Rosen moves down to second. Nice play by Nettles at third. That's the hot corner, third base. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Nettles makes a great play. He was a great third baseman. He helped the Yankees win the 1978 and 79 World Series. Rocky Colavito, he's the right fielder for the Indians tonight. He comes up with 2 outs, runner on second. In there for a strike, 0-1. Al Rosen sitting at second base for the Indians. And now the 0-1 pitch. And that's ripped into right field. Rosen's coming around, the throw home. They got him. And that'll end the inning. Great play, great throw by Bernie Williams in right field. And they make the tag. We remain tied as we go to the bottom of the 4th here at Jammin' Sports. American League Wildcard Game 1. Aaron Judge comes up. He's the left fielder today. Indians Yankees tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Lee on the mound to Judge. It's high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2 is down low. He thought about swinging and checked his swing. And now the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Down low, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Popped up. Making the play in right field is Rocky Colavito for out number 1. And now the catcher, Bill Dickey, comes up for the Yankees. 1 out, bases empty. Facing Cliff Lee. Here's the pitch by Lee. And Dickey fouls it off. And the count goes to 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 4th inning in a tie ball game. Here's the pitch. Down low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Popped it up, out of play. And the count's at 1-2 to Bill Dickey. 1-2 pitch by Lee. Fouls that one off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Excuse me. High in the air. Out to left field. Albert Bell goes back on the warning track and makes the play for out number 2. Great play by Albert Bell. That one was nearly out of here. And now the shortstop, Derek Jeter, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Fouls off. Count goes to 0-1. Where's that at? Oh, okay. Here's the 0-1. Popped up. And coming in to make the play is Trosky in foul territory. That'll end the inning. At the end of 4 complete, as we look at Monument Park at Yankee Stadium, we're tied at 1. Game 1 of the AL Wildcard. Here at Jammin' Sports, Jim Tomei, the catcher, comes up, leading off the top of the 5th. Andy Pennant still on the mound. In their first strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Counts quickly, 0-2 to Tomei. We're tied at 1 here in game 1 of the wild card. Up high, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, down.
And now the 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. 1 down for the Indians here at the top of the 5th. 4 strikeouts for Pettit tonight. Next up for the Indians, Nap LaJoy. He's the second baseman. In their first strike. It really is. There, Jeff, it really is. I keep calling you Jeff. I know that's your name. But I should call you Sparrowhawk in here. Here's the 0-1. Popped up. Bernie Williams in right comes in, but making the play at second base is Joe Gordon. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the 5th. And now Kenny Lofton comes up. He's the DH for the Indians tonight. Here's the pitch. Down low, 1-0. So quickly, 2 outs for the Indians here in the top of the 5th. And the 1-0 pitch. Fouls that off. And the count's at 1-1. One pitch. A bunt. Gehrig will throw to Pettit, covering the bag. Oh, he's safe. Lofton beat the throw. An infield single for Kenny Lofton. It was a great play by Gehrig, and Pettit was covering the bag. It's just that Lofton is so fast. And now Lou Boudreau will come up. He's the shortstop. They try to pick off Lofton, but he gets back in time. Always a threat to steal. 2 outs, runner on first here in the top of the 5th. Boudreau at the plate. The pitch by Pettit in their first strike, 0-1. We've got the Padres and the Reds after this. Game 1 of the National League Wild Card. That'll be right after this. We'll head out to Cincinnati for that one. Here's the 0-1. And that's ripped into the crowd. The count goes to 0-2 to Lou Boudreau. 0-2 pitch. A base hit. Nope. Gordon will pick it up and throws to Gehrig for the out. And that'll end the inning. We stay tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. American League Wildcard, Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Joe Gordon, the second baseman, will lead things off for the Yankees. Here at the bottom of the 5th, we're still tied at 1. Cliff Lee still on the mound for the Indians. In their first strike, 0-1. If you're wondering why I'm calling them the Indians, I don't agree with the name change. I think it's wokeness gone mad. Fouled it off. 0-2 now to Gordon, so I refuse to call them what they're called now. They're the Indians, and they'll always be the Indians. Here's the 0-2.
1 ball, 2
Down low, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Joe Gordon, the second baseman. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 1. Big swing and a miss, struck him out. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. As Sparrowhawk said, it is a pitcher's duel. Big time. Misty, say hi to Sparrowhawk. He's my high school friend from Miami. Misty says hi. Greg Nettles, the third baseman, comes up. Fouls off the first one, 0-1. Sparrowhawk lives in Charlotte, North Carolina now, but here's the 0-1. He went around, 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah, he was great. Fouled off down the third base line. Count remains at 0-2. He was a great third baseman there, Sparrowhawk. Remember him from the late 70s, early 80s. Here's the 0-2. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2. That's the fun thing about this game and all the historical players you can put on these teams. Here's the 0-2. A ground ball. And Lee will cover the bag for the out. Trotsky, the first baseman, tosses to Lee, covering the bag for the out. 2 down for the Yankees here at the bottom of the 5th. Earl Combs will come up. He is the DH tonight. 2 down, base is empty. And he fouls that one off down the first base line. 0-1. I'm so glad the National League adopted the DH. I would have been happy either way. I'm just glad that both leagues use the same rules. It counts 1-1 to Combs. Inside, 2-1. I would have been happy if the American League went back to the pitchers hitting, just as long as they were both on the same set of rules. I never liked that they were different. Here's the 2-1. Popped it up. Boudreau, the shortstop, in shallow left, makes the play, and that'll end the inning. After 5 complete, we're tied at 1. The American League Wildcard, Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 6th. Albert Bell, the left fielder, will lead things off for the Indians. We're at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Pettit still on the mound. First pitch inside, 1-0. There's beautiful Yankee Stadium. The old Yankee Stadium. It's not the new one. This game allows you to use older stadiums, which is cool. And that's going to be a base hit. Williams will field it in right. And it'll be a leadoff single for Bell for the Indians. There's a lot of historical stadiums in this game. This game is just so cool. Hal Trotsky, the first baseman, comes up. Nobody out, runner on first. Trotsky right to Jeter. A line out. The shortstop Jeter makes the play for the Yankees. 1 down. There's Yankee Stadium, the backdrop. And now the third baseman, Al Rosen, will step up. I must say, though, in the show 24, the lighting here in old Yankee Stadium is better. than in 23. It was kind of dark in 23. It's a lot brighter now here at Yankee Stadium. Rosen, the third baseman, inside, ball one. One out, runner on first. And Bell gets back in time. Tried to pick him up. Meanwhile, Rosen at the plate with a 1-0 count. Pitch by Pettit. Strike. Count goes to 1-1. How you doing, Misty? Misty's off to my right over here. Here's the 1-1. Down low, 2-1. Misty worked today. She's kind of tired. Two-one pitch. Outside, 3-1 to Al Rosen. Three balls and a strike. We're tied here at the top of the sixth. Runner at first. That's Albert Bell at first base. Here's the pitch. Popped up in the air. Bernie Williams in right field going over, and it's off the wall. Mantle will field it, throws it in. A run. Is it going to score? Yes. Bell scores from first base as Rosen gets a one-out double, and the Indians take a 2-1 lead here in game one. That was off the wall in right center field. An RBI double for Al Rosen. And now Tris Speaker, the center fielder, will come up, facing Andy Pettit. Still just one out, runner on second base. Outside, 1-0. You might want to think about pulling Pettit at this point. One-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Lyle and Righetti warming up in the Yankee bullpen. They must have read my mind. And now the 1-1 pitch to Speaker. In there for a strike. Counts up 1-2. The Indians have taken a 2-1 lead here in the top of the sixth. One-two pitch. Down low, 2-2. And now the 2-2 by Pettit. And that's ripped right to Jeter, who makes a great play. Two down for the Indians. That's why Jeter's a Golden Glover at short. And now Rocky Colavito, the right fielder, will come up for Cleveland with 2 outs and runner on second base.
Nope.
Down low, 1-0. Two outs, runner on second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, runner on second. Colavito at the plate. The pitch by Pettit. In there for a strike, 1-2. One-two pitch. Outside, 2-2. Pettit trying to get the final out without giving up any more runs. 2-2 pitch. A ground ball fielded by Gordon for the out. At the end of 5.5, Al Rosen's RBI double gives Cleveland a 2-1 lead here in Game 1 of the American League Wildcard here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Right fielder Bernie Williams will lead things off for the Yankees. Now trailing 2-1. Cliff Lee still on the mound for the Indians. First pitch is low, 1-0. We'll have Game 1 of the Padres and the Reds after this. We'll head to Cincinnati for that one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Yankees only down by 1. 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. And now the 3-0 pitch to Williams. And he rips that into the crowd. And the count is at 3-1. 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-2. Crowd didn't like that. Full count, here's the pitch. Up high, a leadoff walk for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 6th. Bernie Williams is aboard. And now the center fielder, Mickey Mantle, will come up. The Mixter. Everybody's favorite Yankee, Mickey Mantle. Here's the pitch. And Mantle rips that one out to left center field. Bell can't get to it, off the wall. Coming around, the throw home, not in time. And the Yankees have tied it up. Mantle with an RBI double. Let's watch this one again. That was very nearly a home run, but it's very deep here in Yankee Stadium to left field. And now Lou Gehrig, the first baseman, comes up. Nobody out, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-0. We got a good ball game going. It's going back and forth. Indians-Yankees, Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. It's a best-of-3 series. One-0 pitch. And that's fouled off down the line. They'll even the count at 1-1 to Gehrig. Nobody out, runner on second. And now the 1-1. Fouls that off. Count goes to 1-2. Mickey Mantle at second base. And now the 1-2 to Gehrig. Inside, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Popped it up, out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Down low, full count to Gehrig now, 3-2. Oh boy, Judge on deck. That's never a good sign. For the visiting pitcher, anyway. Here's the 3-2. And Gehrig fouls it off, out of play. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Up high, ball 4. And now the Yankees have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Aaron Judge, the left fielder, coming up. I see a 3-run shot coming up. Lee still on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Gehrig at first, Mantle at second. Aaron Judge at the plate, nobody out. In a tie ball game. The 0-1 pitch to Judge. Down low, evens the count at 1-1. A walk will load the bases. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. We all know what Judge did a couple of years ago. Set the American League home run record. Single season record. Here's the 2-1. Down low, 3-1. The catcher, Bill Dickey, on deck. Three-one pitch. And that's a fair ball. They say it's fair. A base hit by Judge. That's going to score a run. Mantle scores from second. Gehrig moves over to third. An RBI single for Aaron Judge. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead. That was a seeing eye single down the first base line. And that may be it for Lee. Yep, they're going to take him out. Let's see who the Indians bring in now in relief.
Now pitching for Cleveland.
It'll be Shane Bieber. So Bieber will come in relief for Cliff Lee. He inherits a situation where there's runners at first and third with nobody out. And the Yankees lead it 3-2. Here's the pitch to Dickey, the catcher, in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. This could be a big inning for the Yankees. Nobody out. Here's the 0-1. And Dickey, foul. Down the first base line. Count goes to 0-2. 0-2 pitch. And that's popped up. And it looks like Trotsky will take make the play at first. The runners hold. And now Derek Jeter, the shortstop, will come up with one out, runners at first and third. Yankees lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. The pitch by Bieber, down low. Count goes to 1-0. One-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runners at first and third. Jeter at the plate. Here's the pitch. Jeter pops it up into left or right field. And making the play is Colavito. They throw home, not in time. Gehrig will score on the sacrifice fly. Jeter with an RBI sac fly. And the Yankees now lead it 4-2. And the second baseman, Joe Gordon, will come up. The Yankees scoring 3 runs this inning. So far, it's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. 2 outs now. Runner on first for New York. Second baseman Joe Gordon at the plate. The pitch by Bieber in there for a strike. 0-2. Pitch. A ground ball right to Boudreau, and they'll take the easy out at second. But the Yankees, they score 3, and they take a 4-2 lead into the 7th inning. American League Wildcard Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Jim Thome, the catcher, will lead things off for Cleveland. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Pettit still on the hill for the Yankees. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count quickly, 0-2 to Thome. And now the 0-2 pitch. He pops that one up. Dickey goes back. And the catcher makes the play for the out. So Tomei pops out to the catcher, 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the 7th. And now Nat LaJoy, the second baseman, comes up. 1 out, bases empty. Bernie Williams in right field will get under it for out number 2 as LaJoy flies out to right. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the 7th.
Number 10.
And now the DH, Kenny Lofton, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty. Pettit trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. Fouls it off down the third base line. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. High in the air. Out to Judge in left field. And Judge gets under it, makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning at the end of 6.5. Yankees lead it 4-2 here at Jammin' Sports. American League Wildcard Game 1 here at Yankee Stadium. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Yankees lead it 4-2. Craig Nettles will lead things off for the Yankees, the third baseman, facing Shane Bieber. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. On the inside corner, low, 2-1. Crowd didn't like that. And now the 2-1 pitch. Popped it up, had a play. And the count evens up at 2-2 to Nettles. Two-two pitch. Swung and struck him out on inside heat. 1 down for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 7th. Earl Combs, the DH, comes up. 1 out, bases empty. Pitch by Bieber. In there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. And now the 1-1. Ripped foul into the dugout. And the count's at 1-2 to Earl Combs. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, that hit him. And Combs will be awarded first base. Hit by pitch. By pitch, a walk. And now the right fielder, Bernie Williams, will come up. 1 out, runner on first. There goes the runner, Combs. He's safe easily at second base. Well, he was safe by a mile. He got a great jump. And now the Yankees with 1 out and a runner on second. Williams, the right fielder, at the plate. The count's 0-1. Inside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on second. 2-2 pitch. He went around, struck 3. 2 down for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 7th. And now the center fielder, Mickey Mantle, will come up. Facing Shane Bieber. He fouls that one off, 0-1. A base hit would probably score a run here. But there's 2 outs. And the count's 0-1 to Mantle. 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch to the Boudreau at short, and he throws him out. And that'll end the inning. After 7 complete, Yankees lead at 4-2 here in American League Wildcard Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports.
Now pitching for the Yankees.
Mariano Rivera will come in to pitch for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th. We know what a quality pitcher he is. Shortstop Lou Boudreau will lead things off for the Indians here in the top of the 8th, trailing 4-2. Padres Reds up next. We'll head out to Cincinnati for that one. The pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Mariano Rivera, a great pitcher. And now the 0-1 to Boudreau. Pops it up. Bernie Williams in right field makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the 8th.
The left fielder, number 8.
And now the left fielder, Albert Bell, will come up with 1 out. Bases empty. Yankees up 4-2. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. Here in the top of the 8th. Yankees up 4-2. One pitch. Outside, 2-1. Two-one pitch.
That's ball 3.
Down low, 3-1.
3 balls.
Yankee Stadium in the Bronx here in New York. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard in this best-of-3 series. Yankees up 4-2. The 3-1 to Bell.
That's ball 4.
Ball 4. It's a 1-out walk for Albert Bell.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And now the first baseman, Hal Trosky, will come up. 1 out, runner on first. That's Bell. Rivera on the mound for the Yankees. The right-hander. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. They throw to first. Bell back in time. And now the 0-1 to Trosky. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. We're in the top of the 8th of Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. 0-2 pitch. Up high. 1-2. We'll have Game 1 of the National League Wildcard up next. Padres and the Reds will be in Cincinnati. 1-2 pitch. Right up the gut. A base hit. Bell going to fourth, third. He's safe. Back-to-back singles by Cleveland. And now they have runners at first and third with only 1 out here at the top of the 8th, trailing by 2. A chance for the Indians to get back in this game. Third baseman Al Rosen will come up with just 1 out. Things have gotten interesting here in the top of the 8th. Mariano Rivera on the mound. Here's the pitch. Ripped foul down the first base line. 0-1 to Rosen. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. The count is quickly 0-2 to Al Rosen. One out, runners at first and third for the Indians here in the top of the 8th. 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Taylor and Lyle warming up the bullpen for the Yankees. And now the 1-2 pitch. He fouls that one off. Count remains at 1-2 to Al Rosen. Indians have runners on the corners at first and third with one out here at the top of the 8th, trailing by 2. The 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. That's a big out. Rosen goes down swinging. And now there's 2 outs for the Indians here in the top of the 8th. Next up, the center fielder, Tris Speaker. They throw to first. Trotsky's back in time. Speaker at the plate. And now the pitch by Rivera. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Rivera looks in. 0-1 pitch.
Off the plate, ball
Just
one.
off the plate, 1-1. That looked like a strike to me. Crowd didn't like it. Counts up 1-1 to Speaker. 1-1 pitch. Speaker fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and third. The pitch by Rivera. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Struck him out. That's a huge strikeout. As they kill the rally, it remains 4-2 in favor of the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th. American League Wildcard Game 1 here at Javin Sports. We go to the Yankee half of the 8th. Lou Gehrig, the first baseman, will lead things off. Yankees will try to get some insurance runs. Shane Bieber's still on the mound. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Yankees trying to take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. Here's the 0-1. Fouls it off. It's now 0-2 to Gehrig. And now the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2.
2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. In the dirt. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Gehrig at the plate, the first baseman. Yankees up 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. Yeah, those are good seats up front, but you got to keep your head on a swivel. 2-2 pitch. Hops it up. Tomei will go back. And Tomei can't catch it. It remains 2-2. Well, that should have been an out. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled off down the line. Count remains at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. A ground ball to the short or to the second baseman, Nat LaJoy, who makes the play for the out.
The left fielder, number 99.
So Gehrig grounds out to second, 1 down. And now the left fielder, Aaron Judge, will come up with 1 out, bases empty. Yankees up 4-2. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 to Judge.
0-2 is the count.
And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Third strikeout for Bieber. 2 down for the Yankees now, and the catcher, Bill Dickey, will come up with bases empty. The pitch by Bieber. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Boudreaux, who makes the play for the out. At the end of 8 complete, Yankees lead at 4-2. We go to the 9th American League Wildcard, Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports.
Now pitching for the Yankees.
Brian Taylor will come in to pitch the 9th for the Yankees. Cleveland needs 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. We're in the top of the 9th. Game 1 of the American League Wildcard. Right fielder, Rocky Colavito.
Number 6.
Facing Brian Taylor. Here's the pitch by Taylor. In there for a strike, 0-1. Taylor trying to close the deal for the Yankees here in the top of the 9th. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Count quickly 0-2 to Colavito. And now the 0-2 pitch. Popped up, out of play, remains 0-2. Padres Reds up next. National League Game 1.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Inside, 1-2. We'll head to Cincinnati for that one. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled into the crowd. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 9th. Cleveland down by 2. Colavito to Nettles at third. Throws to first. Makes the play. What a play by Craig Nettles at third base. Let's watch this one again. Full extension. Gets to his feet. Throws to first on target. What a play. 1 down. And now the catcher, Jim Tomei, up next. In there for a strike, 0-1. Tomei at the plate with 1 out, bases empty. He fouls it off, and the count on Tomei is now quickly 0-2. Taylor trying to shut down the Indians here in the 9th. Here's the 0-2. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Ripped, and it's foul. Umpire right there and call it foul. Count remains at 0-2 to Tomei. 0-2 pitch. Pops it up, out of play. Remains 0-2. Padres Reds up next. Give me about 10 minutes between games. Here's the 0-2. Swung and struck him out. The Indians are down to their final out here in Game 1. Yankees up 4-2. And now this second baseman, Nap LaJoie, will come up. If Cleveland's going to rally, it's going to be with 2 outs. He fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Oh, they're down to the last strike. He took a big swing. Counts 0-2 to LaJoie. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. And the Yankees take Game 1 of the American League Wild Card. Your final score, Yankees 4, Indians 2. Yankees take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. Once again, your final score, the Yankees 4, the Indians 2. Yankees take a 1-0 lead. Up next, National League Wildcard Game 1 between the Padres and the Reds. It's up next here on Jammin' Sports.